at
Okay.
107th Street
Oh,
Elementary School.
okay. Yeah. Wow.
So yes.
You're on the other side of
Where
where
are
I
you?
local Northeast, which is like,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm in North Hollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You are that direction. My
Mhm.
daughter and I are looking to move to Woodland Hills
Oh wow. Okay.
by
So
this time next year.
well, yeah, I grew up around there. Yeah, I grew up from yeah. That's a great place to live. A lot
So,
cheaper.
so yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
I know.
All righty. Let's see. I think you're already pretty well versed in skies.
Yeah.
So I'll
But
since
I
it's
mean,
just
if there's anything else I can learn, I mean, you know, I might want to like some basic things on skies. Like I can import anything. That's not a problem. The
okay.
issue I think I'm having is like how to archive stuff and like how to, I mean, just like basic things on skies like that. And like the chunking thing, and I got to remember all those things because I don't. I
So that was one thing I should have asked while I was in there. Like some people had said the annotation wasn't,
yeah.
working properly. The chunking for me, I was trying to do it since I've been home and it wasn't quite working. So I was going to give them until tomorrow
Uh-huh.
to see if maybe it's just their system rejiving itself because they did have some issues this morning. I'm going to give you I guess a code if you guys wanted to like work in skies with me.
Okay.
It's 1 6. Let's see if I can get to the chat. I'll type it in there as well. Let's see, 1 6 ING 1W.
Okay. Let me see what it looks like. If it's okay. Okay. What did I do?
And then once you're in, I'm thinking you may be able to, like, I'll try to see if I can give you like a few minutes, like
Yeah.
afterwards, to
Okay.
just go through like various lessons to see how it is
Okay.
kind of put together. Let's see. If we start off, this was where I was sort of playing with it when I discovered what they actually created for us today.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Let me go in here. So I called this session Scientifically Skies. It changed. I was that teacher who said, I only have time for reading, writing, and math. Then it was okay, I have time for reading, writing, math, and SEL lessons. And they were like, okay, but wait, we got to do science and social studies. And one of my babies actually told me in the first 2 weeks of school, when they came to pick up their little instructional materials bag, I'm a scientist and a mathematician. Are you going to make sure we do some stuff like that? And I was just like, oh my God, he's only 5 years old and he's using his voice already. So I was like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to figure something out. And
Bar headphones.
so it ended up that, and I'll show you like a snippet of a video. His
Okay.
mom was willing to help me out. And every Friday afternoon, we have what we call science time with the Amayas. She actually purchased like a science kit from, I am so sorry. She actually purchased a science kit from Amazon. And
Oh my.
every Friday, she did a science experiment with my babies. So, one of the things I'm going to actually show you is where they did lab reports throughout the year, but they
Uh-huh.
started inputting them into skies. And so I actually made them go back and do one today just for you guys to see. Because
Okay.
when they were doing it before, they were putting it into Seesaw because I didn't know about skies at the beginning of the school year. We were introduced in October and then I rolled it out to my parents in December. So let's see, scientifically skies. Does everyone understand that you can organize skies either by groups? Like I have 4 groups now in my class, or you can organize it by day, like Monday, Tuesday,
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then within the day, you organize it by group, or you could do it by content area. And then even within any of those, you could use emojis. So for the babies, that emoji is what like helps them find it when they're not at home with mommies and daddies. They're in the classroom
Right.
with the teacher. But if you have questions about that, you could put in the chat and I'll make sure that that I address it. I'm just not sure the levels of learning that we have in our breakout room right now.
Right.
Daily assignments, we're actually going to talk about okay, well, within science, how can I introduce the core content if I'm not teaching the core content? And what if I wanted to have teacher resources that I've created or I bought from Teachers Pay Teachers? How does it save me time? We're going to talk about how do I differentiate it and how do you denote classwork from homework? Because right now we have the hybrid thing going on.
Yeah.
Um, we're going to talk about assessments. Okay, how can I use skies to assess my babies? I don't know about you, but my biggest concern was I have integrity as a teacher. Parents, you need to go in the other room because you giving them answers just isn't helping them. Their report card might look a certain way, but when they go to the next level, you're going to embarrass me because the teacher's going to be like, well, Miss Curry, how you give them a 3 and they don't know nothing?
Yeah.
So I had to figure out a way where I could actually assess them and make it easier because they are in kinder.
Yeah,
So
that's another point is that you have to make it accessible and easy, but also authentic enough that they will
absolutely.
give you what they know.
So
Or
one of the options I discovered was locking the cards. They have but so much time to answer and then that's it.
oh,
Parents gonna have to
really?
meet with me and then I'm gonna have a conversation with I don't understand what was the problem. What was
Right.
going on because we have iPads. So when you go into Skies and you're in Zoom, the camera goes off. Unlike
Not
when you have
yeah,
Chromebooks.
not only that, but it doesn't work well with Zoom, and so
Yeah, it
my
might
kids,
kick them out.
yeah, my kids were
Hmm.
constantly getting kicked out.
Right. My babies have figured out how they work around not getting kicked out, but it still becomes an issue for some of my other babies.
Yeah.
Then let's see, that's it. Then it like the platform is kind of yours. So let's see, I'll go back to here. And let's see, let's go to a lesson that I created. It was on plants. Well, no, let's go to science time with the Amayas. We reviewed it today, and it was like pretty cool to see them and what they did today. So here you, oh, no, that's Tuesday. That was Wednesday. I'm sorry. Tuesday. So I did do an assignment here just so you could see you can do like the chunking and how it would have it. And I would just have to click here so that they could respond. But I was afraid somehow my kids could see what I'm doing with you and that they may try to do it. So I didn't drop down here for them to see the option in order to respond. For me, traditionally, I want to have the card right here. I hide it from them, but this is what I might use so that I know what questions are being answered. And then
Excuse
as
me.
I'm
oh
Are
yes,
you
ma'am.
sharing? Are you sharing now?
yeah, I
Yes,
don't see
ma'am.
I don't
You
see
can't see it?
anything.
I'm so
No.
sorry. Thank you for saying something. I'm so sorry.
no,
I thought you guys could see it. My bad.
No.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
now.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
All right.
so much.
I was looking too. I was like,
Yeah, you gotta speak up because my little kindergartners, they're good for it. Silly Miss Curry, you
Right.
didn't share the screen.
It's
So
funny.
yes, thank you. So I'll have this card here. So it's revealed just for me, but they can't see it. And then they're responding. But typically, I will have all of these other cards locked. They
Yeah.
can't answer the next card until after they've answered this card. And I have a timer. They have maybe 3 minutes to answer each question. Now, here's where I keep parents from doing it. So they have to keep their sound on so that I can still hear their environment, but I can't see them because they have iPads. When the timer goes off, the card we're on, I lock it
Yeah.
and I unlock the next card.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Hmm.
one card at a time. And it also helps keep the kindergartners from getting lost and going to
Oh, I like
the
that.
wrong card.
where do you do the sound thing where you say you have it so that you can hear it?
No, on Zoom.
Oh, on Zoom.
I'll
Okay.
tell them to unmute themselves. Now,
Oh,
what I did do today let's see, let me move over.
I love the chunking. The chunking's the best thing ever.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, so today, where is it at? Where is
I
it
think
at?
I
Where is
saw
it at?
you do it because you weren't sharing at the time.
Here we go. Yeah. There we go. So this was where they had the experiment, and I'm not going to show the whole video, but they actually had the opportunity to go back, watch the experiment, and then after they watched the experiment, they had activities that they had to do. The way I differentiated it was that the kids who were in the room with me, they had to actually listen. So I recorded for them the directions, and they had their little headsets on and they worked independently. But for my kids who were Zooming with me in the second cohort, I just read the questions to them, and then they would go back into Skies and they would do the work.
Oh,
And
okay.
when they submitted their work, let me see, I have to go into their classroom. Okay. I would go ahead and, like, they submitted a picture of their little lab report, and I just started grading some of them on the spot.
Yeah.
Then on other questions, they had to videotape themselves saying the answer. And that was how I also safeguard, okay, is somebody telling you the answer? Because they're having to record it. And again, I would lock and unlock the cards so that I could try to ensure the answers were authentic. The other trick that oops, wrong way, that I have tried to use, let me see, let me go to March the 8th. Come back up here. Nope, that's not what I want. Come down, March 8th. And you can see where I had it organized one way and I had to completely change it when we became hybrid because I knew this way would be totally overwhelming for them if I had kids who were in front of me and I couldn't get up and go help them. But if we go to science, we did the 5 senses this particular week. And so we did this one in class. We watched a YouTube video all together as a whole group because this was before we came back to the school site. So we watched the video together. I would read the question and then they would go and record their answers. What helped me out a lot was that the kids who weren't showing up to class because maybe they're with grandparents who don't know how to navigate the technology, so they don't show up at all, the parents would make sure they did the assignment with them once they got home. So that was where Sky sort of saved us. They appreciated being able to see everything that I did in class on a daily basis. I have also used, let's see, what was it, April 5th? We go back to here. Go to science. They had a worksheet to do. We were studying living and non-living things. And so I did record the directions for them because this one was actually homework for them. And so after they listened to the directions, they were able to submit their homework. And I told them before class ended, you have to listen to the directions to make sure you're using the right colors. Because if you use the wrong colors, you're not going to get the answer right. So we have to learn to follow directions. And so they did really good on it.
Can I'm really sorry and for the other people
No,
that,
no.
but quickly, just how I totally forgot how to chunk, and I wasn't, I haven't been doing it, and I've just been like going through. I don't have now. All of my kids are with me. They're not all with me. some are at home, it's less, so it's easier to manage. But can you just
Sure,
okay.
sure. Let's see. Let me go back to today.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's say I want to chunk this card right here.
Mhm.
Let me move it down just a little bit. If you come to the three dots
Uh-huh.
and you click on chunk,
Mhm.
because I have kinders, I don't use the option of extracting text or copying text because they're beginning readers.
Right.
So I always just do chunk as the picture so that then I'm able to, if you come over to this side and you click down on your mouse, this will come up and then you highlight it. Okay, yeah, that, oh. Make sure you click off. Clicking the bell. Come on. There you go. Then we can go down and we'll do the next one. It is like super sensitive today. Okay. That one. Come into this one. Go down. Oops. Okay. Then when you come back up to the top, you click Run Chunker.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Okay.
And then it does it
Right.
for you.
You just
And
put
you
all
just have to go through.
all the information on one
Uh-huh.
I
And
have
then
a question
also,
to ask.
I'm
Sometimes
sorry?
I have a question to ask.
Yes.
Sometimes when I put cards for the parents, maybe from Eureka Math or something like that, they don't see the plus sign so they can annotate on top of the card. Why is that, or what do I have to do so that they get the plus sign on their side?
So my parents have pointed out to me that I have made the error of I may click this one,
right.
and that's the drawing tool. That's going to give them like a blank screen.
Mhm.
They see it up here, like if I raise it up some, they can see it here, but then when I click here, they can't, it's not like annotating, it's just them drawing.
Right.
Whereas when you click here, they're able to. Now, what I haven't determined, because before today with the Google feature, enter text was always an option. So you could tell them, oh, I want you to annotate, but you get a parent who's not familiar with annotating, they click enter text, and all of a sudden you know who typed the answer because come on now, in kindergarten, they're not going to be having these perfectly spelled sentences with capital letters and the right punctuation mark, not back in February. So then I would know, and I'd have to conference with the parent and actually Zoom and show them, no, I don't want you to enter text. And so, go ahead.
You have so much patience.
Well, so let me ask you something. So you had to click on the blue arrow that goes down if you want them to annotate on top of a card?
If I want them to respond in any fashion, I have to click on that blue arrow pointing downward.
Can you have like a picture or something, or a worksheet? Like you have the Google image, the images, and you get a worksheet and you just want them to do it on top of the worksheet. And how do you do that? You have to
you click on there, and so what'll happen is, because the chunking feature, look, it's just breaking the worksheet down. So now I'm signed in as a student. So if I click on the blue plus sign, oh my goodness, my internet, wow. Everybody in my building must just be working tonight.
I didn't mean for the chunking, but in general, like if you're doing the living things and you have a nice picture that you went to the image and you got something and then you found a nice worksheet and you just want them to work on top of that worksheet, and the parents say they don't see the plus sign, so they cannot choose annotate.
The only
So-
reason they won't see the plus sign is if you didn't click that downward blue arrow. If you clicked it, the only issue then becomes, did you give them the, I'm going to use the word correct, access to it on how you want them to respond? Like if you want them to annotate on it, but you click the microphone, okay, they're not going to be able to annotate on it. They're only going to be able to respond by recording their voice.
What about
Man,
if
this
you
thing
want
is
to give
taking
them a
forever.
few options, like you can annotate or you can record? Then
You
you can
can,
pick up
You can do as
both.
many as you want, right? You can give as many
Mhm.
options as you want. I think the thing that is it Isabel?
Yes.
Okay, I think the issue is that the annotate and the draw are very similar icons, and I think that they're similar, and so maybe that's the only thing, is that I've made that mistake. Is that what you mean? Because if you press annotate one, it's slightly different than the draw.
Yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
yeah, that's common. You have to click the box she was showing next to that drawing. Because
Right.
my kids correct me on that daily, because sometimes
right.
I'll forget to click it and then they
Right.
can't answer.
Yeah.
You have to click that in order for them to be able to write on the document.
Right.
Stephanie, can I ask you something? I'm sorry, I just saw
Yes,
something
ma'am. Yes,
on
ma'am.
your you had a pencil, a picture of a pencil. How
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
get that in there?
So what I have to do is using the app, the Skies app on my phone, I have access to the emojis. So I'll
okay.
pull it up on the app on my phone, go to the place, and then copy and paste well,
Got
not
it.
copy and paste,
Okay.
just insert it on my phone.
Because that's one thing I've been asking for. I'm like, can we get some pictures for the kindergartners, you know?
Right. And it's helped them out a lot. That's
Yeah.
how they find it. They know where the backpack, that's the week that we're currently in. And then the pencil means it's class, that it's the work they're doing for the day. So what I have done is here's one. So here, to answer your question, Isabel, here is a worksheet. I denote classwork from homework if it's green. And I had to say it a few times to my parents, because my parents who are at home, they would still do it. So I said, I'm gonna go a step further. They don't have the option to respond. They only see it. So now the parents are now trained that, oh, if it's a green card, she's doing that in class with them. But if it's white, oh, okay, that means it's for homework. And so the only issue I have is that my parents are teaching my afternoon group. They're teaching it in the morning, and I don't want it, but I can't stop it because I'm not going to have the cards hidden. And then, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're now doing homework. I don't think that's fair. So if we were to look here, my babies, they went ahead. I give them two options because they have workbooks at home. So they can either annotate on it, or they can just take a picture of it. If to show you what the annotate looks like, because I know that was your direct question, and I want to make sure you see if my system lets me, because it's like really slow. They have to, here it is. They have to do calendar every day. So this baby, although she has her calendar book at home, she goes ahead and she annotates on the screen. And I just happened to, I purchased the little, I don't think I have one at home. I purchased the skinny tip stylus so that they can actually write, and they understand when I use my finger, it's fat and it might be messy. So if I'm doing math, I can use my finger. But if I have to write my numbers, that's handwriting. I need to use the skinny tip. So that's just something that we've had to like really work through within kindergarten. Let's see, something else that we did using, let's say, well, before today, using teachers pay teachers, that was like an issue for me because last year I spent like $2,000 within 3 months. So I was so disappointed when I couldn't bring that stuff into Skies. So I would have to, man, this thing is slow. I would have to go ahead and download it as a PDF and then bring it in, and then the kids will annotate on it. So if we go to, let's see, April 5th, I want to say it was.
Oh, so you had to download every file and then keep it and then upload. Oh my god.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Let me go to April 12th. That's the one I want to see.
I noticed you don't hide anything. So that means they're seeing all of this on their when they log on.
Because this is where I'm very gracious to my parents. I know we have varying work schedules. I know that we have single parent homes. I know that we have grandparents who are caring for them. So I don't close anything until report cards because I got to do my grade book. So that's when everything gets locked. So I sent out a message like a week before saying, okay, you have X number of days. If you're missing assignments, go back in. And the parents go back in. And unfortunately, it's like me grading. If I haven't graded 100 assignments, well, I got 100 things to grade. For the parents, it's the same thing, but you made your bed hard. You got to lie in a hard bed. So I don't worry
Go back
about
to
it.
one of the reporting period to grade their homework.
Right. I'll go back
Essentially, you
in.
can't
I
do
don't
that. Oh
grade
my
at the end of the
goodness.
grading period, but I tell them, go back in. And if there's an assignment that you did, I need you to screenshot it. Send me the picture in my phone so I don't have to hunt and search. Make sure I see the date and make sure I see the assignment. So I go and look just for that particular card. And then I do it. So if I tell them a week in advance, it doesn't hit me all at once. They kind of trickle in and get it turned in. Here is where I gave them directions.
We don't really hear it.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Perhaps, so see, this is where my kids get me all the time again. Miss Carrie, silly Miss Carrie, you didn't share this out. Let's see. So if we come here now.
A
Can you hear
plant
it?
is a
Okay.
noun. It is a thing. However,
So there we have vocabulary. So I will give them a vocabulary card where I'm wanting them to really cue into what is the word and what is the definition. This is actually from Skies.
Yeah.
So I would download it and then they would listen to it. After they completed that, these are things that I purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers, and I just downloaded it as a PDF. And I verbally said the directions as well as writing it. And then I gave them the annotate option only because this wasn't something that I pre-printed out. And then they completed it following the particular directions that I had given. Let's see. I have trying to think. For science, in terms of we studied the 5 senses, that's part of like the kindergarten health/science in a sense. And so here I read that we had watched the video. For social studies, I do something different. I think I showed you guys this one. But for social studies, they actually had an emergent reader. Let's see, I think I did show you that one, but January 18th. And I know it's not science, but you could do it for science. On the 18th, social studies. So this was around the time of the election. And so, of course, kindergartners wouldn't be able to fill this out. I mean, it's not even primary lines. So it was a parent-child activity. And so the parents would read the questions to them. And then I told them they were running for president. And so they videotaped.
That's adorable.
their answers for me. And so we thought that was pretty cute. And then I actually showed them during class. Let's see. The last thing I have, I know a lot of kindergarten teachers, I know do it, first grade teachers, because we have emergent readers, but I know in the upper grades, they actually do a form of this as well. It'll just look a little different. To differentiate it, I actually say at the beginning, have your caregiver read the informational text to you. But some of my kids, they read it by themselves. They don't need the caregiver. So this is where I'm happy we now have the Google feature, because again, I had to screenshot every single page of the emergent reader, and then I had the questions for them, and then they videotape their little answers, and we would do directed drawings. And so they would show their pictures and they would answer the questions. Is there anything that you guys would like to see?
So the chunking was just, it was just, you know, the snipping tool, or it was the
Basically. Just be patient with it, because if you noticed it, you only saw like 4 or 5 questions, but you saw I had 50 million cards because I was very impatient and I just kept doing it and kept doing it. And Skies finally caught up with what I was doing, and it put all 50 million ones on the card.
Oh my God.
So just be patient when you're actually doing the chunking feature. But it's cool. I don't really, now we don't have science time with the Amayas because we're half and half, and my mom has now changed her work schedule. So I did make a deal with her. If she could record, she could sign into my Zoom. Just let me know. I'll let you in, record yourself, and then I'll show the actual experiment. And she was so excited about that because the baby got so used to it that he's disappointed that now Miss Curry is not really doing science. I just do science through Skies, and that's not as exciting.
No.
So it saves me time though, because I can upload everything and they can do it, but it's not as fun as experiment. I'm sorry, Yolanda, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying, are you at the 107th Street off San Pedro in Maine?
Yes.
I went to that elementary school.
Did you? Yes.
45 years ago. So it was a long time.
That school is generational.
It is.
Generational. We have grandparents who tell us they attended the school, and they're not the young grandparents. They're, they're the older grandparents. So yes, you're right. That is truly a community school. Truly community school.
It always has been. I haven't been over there in years, but yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. We are at 7. We're past 7 o'clock, so I apologize.
Oh, thank you.
Did anyone have any other questions, wonderings?
You were saying you got those icons. You said you had Skies on your phone, and that gave you the ability, because I like that. That's nice.
If you have the app downloaded and you just go in and you find exactly where you want it, and just like in a text message, you just find the emoji you want and touch it and it'll just appear. And so now I just copy and paste within Skies.
Oh, I'm gonna try that when we get off.
You do that through your phone. You do the emoji part through your phone, right?
I'll give you my email. So if it doesn't work, I'll make a little screencastify and send it to you.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
There you go. That's my email address. So if you can't get it to work, then just give me a call and I'll do screencastify video and show you how to do it. Or if you have the app on your phone, I can talk you through it now.
Oh, really?
The Skies app? Yes, I have it.
Yes. Okay, so let me open my phone.
I found it.
Let's see, Skies. Okay. So everybody logged into Skies?
Mhm.
Okay.
On my phone. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
gotta do it.
Oh my gosh, just like texting.
Yeah. It is
Like
just
that. It didn't even, because I mean, I don't use my phone to work very often. So, I mean, aside
right.
from emails, right? But yeah, oh my gosh, okay.
Are you in the app or you just go to Skies?
You
It's
go into the
the
app
Skies
on
app.
Skies.
Right.
Yep. And then, oh yeah, there we go. So then once you're in, get the cursor exactly where you want the emoji to be.
Mhm.
And then at the bottom, you see it looks just like the text message, like someone just said.
Yeah.
And so if you click, the little face emoji,
Mhm.
they come up. And then you touch the emoji you want and it just appears.
That's cool.
I know. It literally is just like texting. And they didn't even hit me like do it like that. But
I'm
oh my
telling you,
gosh.
every time I come to a Skies seminar, I learn something new.
Me too. Me too. Always something new.
So you have to
Like,
Aside
download.
from the great
I'm
stuff
like,
that we're learning about Skies, you learn something else other than Skies.
from the teachers or other participants, I
Yeah.
always learn something. That's cool.
Is it working for you, Alicia? Perfect. Laura,
And you
did it
have
work
to
for
download
you?
Skies
Yeah,
onto
I'm
your
just
phone.
installing it right now.
Yes. I'm sorry, Isabel?
You have to download Skies Learn to your phone.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I don't have memory for that.
I'm sorry. No, it's free. It's a free app.
No, she said memory.
Memory.
Oh. Do you have a school device or an iPad?
I do have an iPad.
That'll
It
work.
should work on that as
All
well
right.
because you have emoji capabilities
All
on
right.
there.
Thank you. I figured out something. Thanks.
Okay. Then also the code that you have, are you able to access my other lessons?
What code?
When we
From Skies.
started, I gave the 16ing1W because if you're able to access my other lessons, there are emojis in there and you might be able to copy and paste it from there.
Can I have
All
your
right.
code, please?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I didn't get the code. Can I have that?
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's not letting me do it.
That's so
You-
cool. I just did it. I just downloaded
Me
the
too.
app. I just downloaded the app. I downloaded the app and I put in an emoji. I did a butterfly. So cool. I'm silly. I'm sorry.
No, but you
I
feel
think we're
good
just
when you do it.
excited about
Yes.
little things, you know?
I'm
Yeah, see, the problem is that I want to sign in with my school email because my phone is not my school. So sometimes things don't go through unless it's with the school, with the, and it won't let me do it.
Okay, so because on my app, when I log in, I
Huh?
just hit continue with Google
That's what I did.
Plus
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I'm doing the orange. Continue with, well, you can't see it now, that glare.
No, hold it up closely and then I can see it.
The orange.
Okay,
The orange
go
button.
ahead. What
Yeah,
happens when you
that's it.
click it?
And it's so Skies wants to use Google. Okay, I'm going to use my google.com or cancel. If I cancel it, I can't do it. So I continue, and it only comes up with my non-school email, right?
But you can select
Use another account.
Use another account, and it
Yes.
won't allow me to type anything. Like, okay, I want to use another one, and there's no typing field comes up. It just says, oh, you want to use your other email? No, I don't want to use that email.
Well, so then on the bottom it says log into whatever. Then is there an option to say log out?
It's not letting me do it.
It's not letting you log out?
I can log out, but then I can't get into Skies. I downloaded the app, but I downloaded the app through another, it's through another email. It shouldn't matter, it's on my phone. So I don't know. It just won't let me do it.
But
Or
it
are
has
you
to-
logged
it
into
has
your
to-
Google
it has to
account?
go with it.
Your
I'm
work
in
account?
I'm in another Gmail account.
Ah, that's why. You need
I
to
know.
log out to your.
That's
So you
why.
got to sign out of that
It
one.
has to match. It has to match up. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I have to, but my phone is linked to that. So I don't know if I can get into, like, I don't know how to.
All you have to do is log out of your Gmail.
Uh-huh.
Your
Right.
Gmail. If you log out of that, you're
On
able
my-
to log in through Skies.
But
Yes.
okay, but if I go, I know what you're saying and I get it. However, how do I get to my other email? I mean, of course through Google, but I'll see if I can. But see, if I don't want to go through, I don't want to go through a web browser. I want to go through the app, right? Or does it matter?
Let's see. I've
I
never
want-
tried to do it.
I mean, I can't because then
Let's
this,
see.
okay, this is
Well, you can go to skieslearn.com on the Safari, on your Safari, on your phone.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Yeah,
to,
just open Safari. It looks like you have an iPhone, right? So just open Safari
uh-huh.
and then go to skieslearn.com.
Okay.
Log in that way. Then you don't have to go through,
Okay. Thank you.
mhm.
Okay. Aha.
Wow.
Because
You're-
it works both ways, the web and the app. So
Okay, it's now I'm in my other one. It still says the same thing. So I don't know what to do. I went through
Mm.
Skype on Safari and it won't do it. Oh, well.
So if you
I'm gonna lose out.
have you tried
Okay. I've taken a
logging in with your username and password?
it won't do it. It won't allow me to do that. So
That's
know.
odd. Get with James. He'll figure it out. He'll tell you
I'll talk to you.
really quick.
Thank you for trying to help me. I appreciate all of you trying
You're
to
welcome. You are so welcome.
thank you for everything. That was great. That was great.
Thank you. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask now, or you can email me. I'd be more than happy to
right.
respond.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And it all worked out.
Beautifully, yes. It's just a lot of hard work. I know that.
Everyone
And
thinks,
I actually, while I do believe the young man's presentation was great, I'm talking about you two. Outstanding, outstanding.
It's so great to work with you. Thank you so much, Principal Daly.
Thank you. And we will talk, promise.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great
Absolutely.
night.
You too,
So,
thank you.
James, thank you. I have a request for you.
Please.
Holmes is having some issues. She's
Okay.
wanting to put emojis next to like the classifications, but when she tries to log on with her phone, it's not, I guess, logging, it's connecting her to a different Google account. So
Got
she
it.
can't seem to log in with the right one no matter what we tried to do. So
Happy
I
to-
told her I knew you'd be able to help her out.
Thank you.
Miss Holmes, let me
Yeah.
move us into a breakout room.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But do you have to talk to anybody else? No?
Oh no. It's all yours. Let's see.
Okay.
You were in
I was in 5.
fine.
Yeah, the preferences section has a disconnect the SSO